Hey guys, this is the Professor with Day Trading for Success. Every morning you can catch me trading, live streaming if you want to come and join. This morning we were trading with 50 shares and 100 shares, and we covered a whole bunch of stocks, which I'm about to go over. So every day we're trying to stay green, $100 a day, $200 a day, maybe $500 a day or more if we have a good day. Today was pretty slow, but I have a basic scalping. I hesitate to call it a strategy, but just marking support and resistance and scalping, almost like freestyle trading, because you're watching a lot of things at once. So it's hard to kind of just call it a strategy, but you could call it a scalping strategy as well. But it's basically, I'm trying to show people how to scalp. I've been doing it for a long time. Now, this is not momentum where you're buying high and selling higher. You can only go long if you want, but we go long and short, back and forth. Just small trades, 10, 15, $20 trades, and try to do 10, 15, 20 of those trades so that at the end of the day or the end of the session, with the end of an hour or so, you have a good amount of money to help, either can pay your mortgage payment, your car payment, make enough if you're retired. It can make you, two, three, 5,000, even $10,000 a month, just added on to what you need. You're not. Just by doing this kind of very safe, conservative trading. I have all kinds of ways that I show how to do this and things to follow. Remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so please read that. Seek the advice of someone licensed before you trade with real money. I always recommend trading in a simulator until you get the hang of this. And then I have a complicated layout because I do custom coding for prop firms, and there's a lot of amazing indicators on here that as you get more into it, you might want to get. But you can just start with the basic Thinkorswim layout, which is what I have here. And then you can just learn to slowly scalp by watching support and resistance. So every morning I will lay out with Fibonacci levels, historical data, which is pretty easy to pick up on once you get into it. And basically all traders have is historical data. That's all we have. We look at what has happened and see if it maybe possibly will repeat. And we get enough of those, enough of that historical data that says, hey, this is a level worth watching, that it always goes up or goes down right at this level. We may want to join the crowd and do that as well, carefully, right? And then other things that you can get that can augment that or make, help you, the probability of it going that direction, of course, are different indicators. Some people don't like indicators. Other people would never trade without an indicator. There's a lot of really just no-brainers like the Scalp Pro meter that tells you what's going on inside the candle and gives you a bias in the moment. That's just amazing. The risk oscillator here averages the last 9 candles, the direction they went, and then gives you a target how long to stay in the trade. In this case, it's just 11 cents both ways. And then, excuse me, guys, let me just take coffee here. And then, the news is here. There's a day chart. I put out fun facts down here about the stock market. Excuse me. And then different time frames that are minimized here. This is a 5-minute that gives a multi-chart alignment, telling you what's happening at every other chart's candle. What color are they? Because I always say, trading with the crowd. When is the crowd going to go in? You have a more likely chance for a short period of time, that the probability's in your favor if you can guess which way the crowd is going. And it's not so much of a guess. When you have historical data and indicators, the guesswork is less and less and less taken out. The gambling is almost non-existent at that point because your skill level becomes good enough where you can pretty much, with a good degree of certainty, know it's going to go a certain direction for a certain level of a certain point of time. You just don't want to overstay your welcome, which is why this indicator is really cool. But there's a lot more indicators, which I'm not going to go into and go about. We struggled today because the market's just so slow. And I started I do coding. I coded a different scanner. I mean, this is one of the ones I coded in on the watch list here. And it gives the volume on a 10-day average, 1-day average, and how far you are from the high. Market's pretty much going down today. And this one gave us more small and mid cap because the way it was priced. And then I have another one on the watch list here that's more, this is based on more large cap and mega cap, but there are some smaller ones in it too. And then we, every morning I crank those up, and you can get those over at the $1 Million Margin Club. I have links if you want to, or you can just code your own. But let's take a look at what we did. So this is our winner today as far as the best trader was BABA. So we got 78 there. Coin we did 17. We're just taking baby moves here. This one, Core Weave, we did 17. And then I didn't end up trading those two. Hood we did 23. So it was all these were 100%. Every trade was accurate. I don't think I traded that. No. Let's see what else we did here. I didn't trade that. Trade that. This is our loser. I'll come back to that. NVIDIA, we did 10. Woo! And then Palantir, we did 24. So all that added to like $170. That's all. And then this one, I jumped on a momentum stock, and I was plus for $20 or something. But then I overstayed my welcome. That was the only bad trade I had. So I'm batting over 90%, but accuracy. But that one hurt us from being 100% accurate. But we stayed, and I think it was $153. I trade in a studio with a lot of traders, and I have Charlie up here on the screen. She trades along with me. She normally handles the chat for the large share size traders that we have in the studio. Nobody was doing that today. There were some momentum traders in the studio trading off the news catalyst. So you can expect to see some different things going on the channel. There's over 400 videos here if you just want to start watching and seeing the different stuff we have here. And it's all live trading, live commentary trading, so you can really see what's really going on, as opposed to a lot of other stations that might just, or channels that might just cherry pick and say, go in here when it gets here every time. But if you really go back and back test that, that's not true. So it doesn't work that way. God, wouldn't that be great? But they're making their nut, and they're putting out, for the most part, true information, but it's the implication that that's how easy it is. And trading is not that easy. That's the point I'm trying to make, not calling out people. Everybody has a right to make a living. You have to watch yourself. You have to be careful for yourself. So I'm going to go into basically the recap of what happened today, so you can see the trades, and you can see how we took those trades. But if you want to watch the whole live stream, it's on the channel. Just look under live, and you'll see all the streams, and you can just pick the most recent dates. And there was a challenge last month and the month before. Last month we were trying to make it be 150 to 500. We did over $6,000 for the month, which was cool. That's great to add that to your income. And the month before we were only trying to make $100 for the month, and we made over $3,000. Keep in mind, there's only 20 trading days, not 30 in a month. So, we averaged over both times and did pretty good. So if you can pick up on the scalping and you can maintain your maximum loss, you have a good chance of making a living day trading, or at least making it so you don't have to work as hard. Okay, guys, so look, what's coming up next is the next clip. There's an intro, and you get right into the trades. I'll have several different clips. One was live streaming, and one was live right after streaming ended, where we traded in the studio. They're both put out on the same day. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and go green out there.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, where the professor, a former math teacher turned full-time trader and coder, guides beginners on how to trade for a living using proven strategies, breakthrough indicators, and lessons from essential trading books. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
All right, Charlie's with me now. We're seeing if we can maybe add a bit to this. We're going to go ahead and get in off that dip on BABA, and we may hold this a little bit longer depending on what it looks like here, or average in where I feel more confident not being on the stream to average in as much. So we'll see. So we're looking for maybe to get back up to 138, 50 cents, 30, 40, $50. Let's see if we can get this to retrace back up where it has been. And this is just a dip off these levels, or we'll add to it as it comes back up. If it comes down to the ATR, we'll take a look to get a bigger trade here with 200 shares on the way up. And I do think it would bounce off the ATR. I just wanted to get in case it just started to go straight up before we had a chance. So scaling into my position here, waiting for this to recover. Haven't scaled in yet, but just thinking about doing that. Getting some fresh coffee for me soon. Now, most likely, I will go market to get in, Charlie, so you're aware, just so we can get in for sure as it goes back up. So it's at this level I drew before, which was getting some smoothing breakout on a 1 minute from a while ago. So that's really should not be respected. This, however, the ATR should be respected. So let's see if we can get a reversal off of this. I'd like to see it break it before I add to it, but as it comes back up through the 37, depending on what the level 2 looks like, yeah, we're so close to the position that it doesn't make a lot of sense to jump in right here. So that level as at 137.17 is what the ATR is at. That'd be more of a level to get in, because that would bring me down into the 30 level. This level would have become a profit if I hit it down there. So it spiked it. That's reversal, meaning it's going to go back up. Let's see how much it pays attention to a 1 minute over a 5 minute pattern. It's definitely worth adding to this share size if it hits here and yeah, shows signs of coming back up again. So I just want to get it low enough. There it is. So that's the 17. It just spiked right back up again. I'm not sure how good of a share size it would have given me then. I could be out even money now. Of course, we're trying to make money, not get out money, but it's twice now it respected the ATR. Yeah, there would have been $20. Okay, look at how it jumped there. That jumped way up there. That jumped for the top of that one. It just did a spike there. It's the way the charts read a stock like this. It's a little bit different than they read. It's not quite as smooth. I've noticed on BABA, it's got a jerky motion that's kind of annoying. Again, that's a sign that it's going to go back up. 5 minute closed red, so the volume didn't pick up as it went higher, but it was at the top of the column, so that's a good sign. Still think we're going to get a step up here above this level, which is 38.33. So that would be a nice big trade. So that would be good. There's a dragonfly. We're almost green finally. Now we're in where we should have gotten in, and we're going to make some money. So let's get up here where we can make some actual money. At least into the $20 range. There was 17, 18, 26. There we go. There we go. So that was a decent trade. Okay, so that's good. So that broke us over $100. If you're trading the same share size. So we're over 100 for the day. Let's see where to pull this next trade on this. Still trading this long biased more worried about shorts, but I'm not saying I wouldn't take one for sure. So let's just take a look at this. So it has created a bit of a bull flag, but let's see if it holds it. And I got in at the 50 cent before, so we're way higher. I mean, 138 could definitely be an area to think about reversing at. Really slow action here. Very, very, I mean, we did good to get that much money out of this target, you know. Double what we should have been able to get. So that's one way to look at how successful that trade was. This is getting near where I got in again. I would definitely wait for a dip down. I would like to get in at the ATR level if at all possible, but I don't know how much time that is for that. This is being, we're getting a refresher, right, for the coffee. I'm gonna fall asleep at the keys, Charlie, so I gotta get the nectar of the gods. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. I had a family weekend, which was good. Here we go. Can we get down there a little lower, please? That might be it. Come on, let's hit the ATR. We're so close to it. 22 cents. There it goes. Come on. I see it swirling in. There we go. Pick me up. I try to get it at 16, which is a penny below the ATR. Oh, it's going to spring up. Oh, it's not going to get me. I'm going to cancel that order. Okay. I have to make, if it does the breakdown after the spring, I should wait for a little better. Yeah, see what happened. All right, so 137 now would be more like what I'd be going for to see for a retap. I'm going to go ahead and try to get in right above that, hoping that this is just a brief downward move. Wow, it only wants me to go for like 8 cents here. Holy mackerel. Yeah. Should have just taken that $6, right? This is getting too slow with either more share size or a different stock. Yeah, 15 cents. That's more than what it's saying I should go for, right? $5 is all that is. Yeah, it's short biased right now. Yeah, I got that little tiny trade on a spike, but you know that was just lame. All right, so let's see what else we could do here. Oh, Nvidia's dropping off again. Let's take a look at it. See if we can trade short biased on this. Where is the price action? Where is the... Oh, we're down below the ATR. There's the price action. Okay. We're down below the big ATR. We're down below both of them. Wow. I don't know about this. I'm very long, generally long biased on this. I'd be worried about playing it short biased. But there's the ATR. That's a perfect place to go short right there. What are we looking for range? 47 cents. These are giving us the range we want to average. Again, such a slow market day. It's just like, really, guys? All right, I'm going to try to get in there. Got in there. It's definitely moving better. It's just not a big enough range for me to feel good about it. All right, $10. This is crazy. We need to have something that's actually moving here, guys. Hood we already tried. Anything hitting the scanners that's worthy of anything here? No. Let's take a look at yeah, the problem is these are all hard to borrow because that looks interesting. You just don't want to trade momentum on Charles Schwab, you know. Stop it yet. I'm looking at it anyway. Yeah, look at the price range. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm just trying to get you more money, Charlie. I'm just trying to think of what we can trade here to get it so that you can make a couple $100 today. I mean, we're getting closer, but it's just taking so long. That's a real, warrior trading. That's their scanner. Look at that one. He's probably trading that right now. HWH. Again, we should not be even considering it, but I will take a look at it. HWH. This is probably straight up. No, let me just hang on here. Let's see, maximize auto. Yeah, that just had a retracement. Dangerous to trade this. You have to do, I would normally do like 5 or 10,000 shares here, but I would be on light speed. That's why I don't normally do it here. But let's just see. I do have a layout, an offset layout that always gets you out on Thinkorswim. I don't know if I ever made that public. But in the end, it's just like, I don't know if I'd really want to trade. Now you can only go long on this, so hard to borrow. See right there. Is it done for the day? Is this his pullback? This actually looks like a good entry right here to me, but I don't know. It went down, almost $2 there. No, $1. It went down a whole dollar on this pullback. This one's only down, 30 cents so far, 40 cents, 35 cents. It's resting at the 9. What does it say for news on it now? Yeah, this is just a total crapshoot. Yeah, I don't think we should do it. It's a crapshoot. I don't want to get you involved in these kind of things. Let me go back to the scanners. Let me just see here. I have so many of these scanners that don't do that. Stop doing that. Let me just see what the scalping scanner does here. It might be similar stocks. Yeah, hard to borrow. We just want to stay away from the hard to borrow stuff. Stay away from the hard to borrow. There's the swing ones down there. Top 10 volume down here. Is that going to be the same stuff? Yeah, you got a couple that are, you could, oh, I haven't traded Sophie in a long time. I wonder what that's like. SOFI. I used to trade that. Yeah, see, it was, that's where I would have gone in. I just wouldn't have too. That's why I didn't. I wasn't sure of that pullback, so I was just looking. Oh, interesting. What does the price action look on this? I like the ATR being right there. Volume's not too bad, 172. Interesting. Interesting. What do we got here? Oh, 4 and 2 cents. Yeah, no go on that one. What about this one? That hit the 50,000 scanner. Again, it's just look, there's no money to be made here. It just can't be made. Yeah, 4 and 4. What's Marvel doing? 4 and 7 and 4. That's a quick way to assess, is right here. So this one's interesting, and that is easy to borrow. I think we looked at this earlier. This stayed fairly tradable here. It's at the low ATR now, the full ATR. Let's see if it rejects off that, or goes back up off that. It seems like it is right now, like it kind of respected it. This might be doable because I like the target range being better for us. Let's take a look at the consolidation. Yeah, this could be doable. Just came across this almost by accident. So this range is 28. That range is 28. This range is 23, 34, 47. Yeah, these are doable. 100 shares, I'd say. Let me look at the level 2. Yep, that was a 10-cent instant. So the spread's not our friend, or it could be if we get the trade right. We'll go in short off the 50 cents if we get a chance. Take the short off the 50 cents. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so we're gonna work this channel right here that it seems to be consolidating until it breaks it, and then we'll run with our tail between our legs. So that's 50 cents. As close as it got before was 49. We might want to jump in a little soon off the 50, a little early before it all rejects. It might not pick us up because of the spread, so definitely go ask though. Do not go market, because I said that. No, do not go market. It could be, 8-10 cents out of position immediately. There we go, 44. That was a nice spike in volume up. See how it passed it? So I'm pointing like, there we go. I'm going to get that. All right, so it's counterintuitive as it goes up. Wow, took 2 fills to fill that. That's absurd. But yeah, I'm looking for that just to be a quick bounce, then a retracement down. So, and it's not really working for me. So. Yeah, get ready to get out of this stock, Charlie. Even if you sell market, I'm just be careful here. So it's not going down as it's going up is what scares me on the level 2. We do not want it to hit that 50 cent and stop there, which it seems to be trying to do here. We could have got $9, maybe, if it gave it to us. 51. We need it to break that level in a big way here. Get ready to get out in case it doesn't break that level. 56. Yeah, it's not breaking the level. Just be careful here. Could be $50 down in a split second, so need it to break it. 54. Get down below that 50 cent level, and then we'll see a. Yeah, it's just not doing what we need, so I'm getting concerned. 70. Yeah, see, that's the problem. So let's not lose everything we've gained on one dumb stock here. It took so long to get to where we're at. I would say 15 to $20. You would just, more than just the number, just hit market and get out. More than the price action. Just look at how much money you're negative. I'm getting ready to buy out at a smaller amount. Yeah, I'm going to try to get out right there. That's $14 roughly. $15. Wow, I'm right there, but it's not picking me up. This is the other problem, is that it just doesn't do the fills. Come on. Seriously? There we go. All right, you're out. Yeah, I'm not going to trade that stock again. I didn't like the way it moved once we got in it. So I think we did pretty good, though. We're well over 100. Let's assess. Yeah, so even counting the loss on NUC, we're all over $150, which is a decent day, considering how long we traded. It's not that decent, but still, green is green. So if this makes it onto the video, thanks for watching, everybody. We're working this month on to see exactly what sustained strategy we're going to have, but more than anything, staying green every day is what I would call the strategy until we get to getting a lot of input on how we're going to trade. But anyway, guys, be careful out there. Thanks for watching, and go green. I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, welcome back in here. So this is the beginning of the stream. We're past the open. We're at 7:36, so we're about to take the first trade for today. Okay, so you just mentioned this. Let's take a look at it. $6. Now, this is not normally what I do, but what the hell? Let's just see if there's an opportunity here. Reminds me of my momentum days. What's our spread? It's tight. Our volume looks decent. You never know when this is going to completely just... Okay, that's the price. Just listening to me here. So that's the danger with these. But, so how many cents are these moving? What have we got? So you can see, guys, there's two of me. This is me this morning. This is me now, which is still morning. Actually, let me make it so we're more even. It's kind of weird, huh? And I'm letting this run a little bit longer. This is totally not how we normally trade, which is consolidating, higher float stocks. And but really there was nothing going on, so we're kind of waiting for the 11th to 15 minute to see if we've got some consolidation to try to trade some scalping. So we're just going almost out of boredom, which is stupid, but we went in this move just to see. I don't like to trade where you can only go long. This is hard to borrow, and also momentum on Charles Schwab is not a good move, because if you have to get out on market, they just totally destroy you, and sometimes they don't pick you up on ask and bid too, and you could just get really hurt. Range here is 24 cents, so 100 shares would be safe. Can we get in and out? Looks like liquidity will allow us to get in and out of this trade. Can we get a dip and then ride a bounce? That would be maybe my first trade today, was try to get a dip here and then continue to ride it up. This is fresh news, but that could be it, and it could be a fade now. So it's dangerous to chase these things. This message across the bottom, fear of missing out leads to chaos and bad setups. That's very apropos for this moment. But I don't really know a lot about them. There it goes. lot of people in this stock right now. So I guess I'll go for a dip here if I can get it. If it dips back down near the 130 range, 630 range. No, it's not gonna. Wow, there it goes. Boom. Boom. Would have been good to get it right when I came over, huh? All right, well, we're going to really have to chase it to go in. What do you think, guys? Should we do it? Risky. Risky. Bam, there it goes. All right, I'll try to get in there. I got it. There was a little bit of a dip, so we have to ride this for a bit to see there. It's kind of fun to trade these, but it could go bad fast, so you got to be careful. I'm like, what do you think, guys? I don't know. I'm waiting for the consolidation to build, so I don't think this is a foolish trade, but yeah, I mean, we're riding a move up, so I'm going to hold it a little bit here, maybe get up to, here's our 50 moving average up here at 713. That's getting pretty good. That's a decent trade, so we got out at 16. I thought it was going to be 20 something bucks. But. So let's see what happens next. So I'm about to trade again. I should have just left well enough alone, I think, at this point, as you will see. A tiny, tiny dip. There we go. Look at that. 69. Let's see what happens. I foolishly feel really... So watching my cushion erode here as it continues to fade, which often these big movers will do. So do you stay in the move longer? I'm not even set up to trade this way. I would not trade think or swim like this, but again, I was almost out of boredom waiting for the setup. I decided to risk a little bit of money, have a little bit of fun, but warning everybody, like, just be ready to get out fast. Yeah, it's fading. It looks like it's fading, guys. Be careful. See how fast it's going? Yeah. Wow, and if you saw that slip, it was just absolutely incredibly bad. When you saw what I was at when I pushed it, I was like half down that amount. And it was just like, oh, let's just double your negative. It was under 10 bucks. So anyway, let's see what happens next. Now I'm over on BABA. As you can see from the 5-minute moves here, we are into 945. We just passed it. So that's 15 minutes in. There's your first 15 minutes vertical. And you got multi-chart alignment straight across up. You've got your volume that just kicked higher as it was going up. But at the same time, it's created a bit of a flat top here. So I'm actually going to write it down off the even dollar, which is what that line is. I'm going to bet more on the support and resistance level here than the indicators, which are all saying this stock's going to continue to go up. And I'm about to take it short. Up to the 36, I'll definitely do the ask. There was 98 cents. I mean, yeah, there it went. Wow. The fact that it went 3 cents over stalled me for a second because I thought it might go a bit higher there, but it dropped off. That would have been a 30-cent trade right there. So it respected the 136 again. It is making a bit of a flat top, so it could stop respecting it. Yeah, so now it's a little higher. So now I'm a little more worried about getting in as it broke it. So we're only on oh, that's the 16th minute. Okay, so we're up here. So this fib, I'm going to reverse it, this fib. Is that 48? I mean, I'm going to go short at the fib. If it hits it, I'll go short up there. I should have already grabbed it a couple times. I would have made two good trades there. I'm going long off of it, off the 136 too, to go up, because it does seem to be having an upward move. It's pretty strong. Volume went higher. See how it's climbing? I mean, just looking for a dip. Well, I thought I went short here, but maybe I go long. Close to the 136. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to get that. I got it. Oh, man, did it ever flush right when I grabbed it. Just wait for the move back up here, guys. My fail-safe would be, yeah, $1. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get it down here. $100. That's not good. So let's see if this. I'm not going to add. I fixed that volume, so I'm not so equi. I hope. So yeah, trade went against me. Like let's see what happens. There, but so as you can see, it went pretty far against me, and then I waited for it to turn around. The big spread is not what we're used to with the large caps. So that's one thing I'm remembering here. Well, I got that. There's that trade. Let's see what happens next. So I went in here again into a long, and the second I bought, it shot down, as you can see. You could see that it was going to drop. I almost canceled. I was like, come on. That's me whining. 9. That was a breakdown, not a breakout. So let's see what happens. So it's come back up. It's turned around. It's got me green, so I'm just about to get out. I think I'm going to want to look someplace else soon because this is just like so slow. I mean, I could raise the share size to make it more interesting. I'm just going to try to get out. I got out for a little profit there. So you could see the logic about when I did buy. You had a rickshaw man right there. We were off a good, right off the 36. And we were just above the market magnet. You had the buy-sell oscillator turning me around as well. Mostly this new channel is what I was trading on, but I was noticing that the target prices were going down, how much money I could make on each trade. So it wasn't, sellers were dropping as I got in, and it just wasn't off this volume. So it wasn't a bad move, but it did make me hold it a little longer, 2 or 3 minutes, than I would have normally wanted to do. Let's see what the next trade is. I think I'm about to switch stocks. So I looked around a bit. As time has passed by, we're at 10:15. Wasn't a lot to find here. I got in long at $100.37 here. But it's not really, because you see how the second I got in, that would happen. I had been waiting for this fib right here. And the second, then I just said, I drew this line because it had stopped here so many times. Like, well, I'll get in close to this line, and this would be my fail-safe to maybe get out if it keeps going down. And, of course, the second I got in, you guys know how it is, right? It just dropped. Let's see what happens in the end here. So a little bit of time has passed, and it flipped to BABA, but here I am on this right here. This is the end of this trade. In the 1 minute, $14. Oh, 22. There it goes. 20. I just took it because I think it's going to fade again. Let's see what happens next. So we came back over here to BABA, and I have a lot of respect for the ATR level based on the RV strategy. So I was waiting for it to break it so I could go short, and then I would look at the 137.50 as, be careful if it goes past that, that you might want to get out. But I wasn't determining that for sure. Now, what was going on at the same time is, of course, the sellers were going down, down, down right here, telling you it is about to pop up. But I missed that move to go up. So now I'm thinking it's going to go back down again. So I'm looking to short. But everything's against that. Multi-chart alignment, the Q, the SPY, basically I do have a nice cushion. So I just thought what goes up must come down. And I thought as it hits up above this level, and this is highly respected, you can see how it kept breaking off of it. I thought this would probably be a really good entry to look for a retracement. Interesting, huh? It hit the ATR, so where's its high up here? This was 37 cents up. Definitely going to short up there. I'm going to short right now, actually. So I'm going to take that as a... because I didn't want to miss the move. It's going to fade again. Let's see. As it broke it. It's an educated guess that it would fade off that number. I did a quick assessment. I think this happens pretty quick, so I'll leave it running. Hit there 4 times before and pulled back. MACD's sending it up. Come on, guys. You saw that this was the first one. Got rid of my cushion, unfortunately. Did drop in volume, right, as they went down. Oh, we might want to look at coin. All right, so we made another small, tiny trade there. So let's see what happens next. So I came over to coin based on the news that was being announced on our live ticker, and I looked at this. There was a couple things that were bothering me. The spread was bothering me, but it did look like a pullback from the swaling right here. Now, it doesn't mean that it couldn't go quite a bit lower down into here, so I was discussing that. But I decided to go in long off of this level right here and thinking that this was the right play. I've gotten out for a profit because of the spread, but it's kind of would like to see it go a little higher. As you can see from the target, you know, long is definitely the way to go still. Yeah, we'll try a little tiny trade there just to get our feet wet. You see how it didn't pick it up, how it dropped? Market would have killed me. So this is harder to trade with the scalping like this. Yeah, here it comes. It's going to mainly because of the spread is just terrible. Wow, it literally did not pick that up from 4 cents away. Look how slow, stilted it's moving, huh? Did not like the movement of this stock to continue to trade it for scalping. There it goes, 17 bucks on that trade. Being okay, but let's see what happens. With just 50 shares. So I went over to Palantir, did a quick assessment. I had a long biased, and then it came for a small dip, and I bought it at the 50-cent here, thinking it was just a little drop before it continued to go up. Really didn't have a lot of good data to do that. Again, this all said down on multi-chart alignment. The Q and the SPY were going down. The volume was starting to pick. You know, it had dropped. Buyers had dropped here. So that was something that made me think, again, the fact that they dropped and I clicked in. But, I mean, that is a problem there, you know. Anyway, it was basically going off the levels. I'm talking myself out of like, why did I take that trade? But it was basically really putting a lot of credence into this level and then the momentum going up. And that's why I took the trade. So let's see what happens. Trade I've made, but I'm trying to make something happen. Like I said, it's not the best trade I've made when I took it because I really should have waited for a continuation for more of that to be revealed before I just jumped in. We might even get a second red candle, and then we don't want to be in this position past 57 even, a 50 cent. So let's see what happens. So as we go through the trade, a little bit of a debacle where I averaged in. I mean, I not only sold, but I went short at the same time. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But anyway, it came back to where I needed it to be. And, you know, we made the money off of it. So that trade ended up being okay, too. So stuck with that stock. This time I went short off that, looking for a pullback on this level. So again, you could call it counterintuitive. I'm always looking for a retracement. It can sometimes backfire on you. Here we go. So let's go ahead and see what happened. Yep. So here's the end of that. I wonder what it would do on a spread over here. I mean, if I marketed it, yeah, it got me out for a profit there. So guys, that was the end of the morning trading. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, I'm on every morning live. Come and check me out if you want. It's free. It's totally free to watch. You can trade or not trade. I always say take your own trades, do your own due diligence. But if you want to see how somebody else does it, who makes a living trading, you can kind of see how I do it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and go green out there.